group phase. They can always pull off one match, one upset. And today, well, we've already had 2 since we've been at the desk, and you could argue there was a couple this morning as well. Can we see EDG upset Samsung White and ruin their perfect group stage?
Yeah, well, one thing at a time for them. They definitely got to focus right here, right now on this game. Expand on that mid-game vision control that they know is going to be important here. Try and keep this early Jarvan pressure to a minimum. Try and control him, because Dandy, he's got the opportunity to really upset the top lane balance here. Maokai's great at setting up ganks, and with Jarvan having a gap closer of his own, early on, Ryze is very vulnerable. So it's either the top or the bottom lanes very likely here for EDG that could be under fire early. Need to keep their cool. As usual, you know, Imp and Mata not going to shy away from a 2 vs 2 opportunity. Twitch plus the Janna at his back will give him the confidence. FCZF right in his face, though, ready to trade.
No messing around, really straight in there. The supports having a go at one another. Imp lost a bit of health as well. And a very interesting bottom lane. 2 of the biggest AD carry names around with the biggest amounts of hype on them, I think, coming into this tournament. And obviously there are a few over in Group C and D as well, but Imp and Name, 2 huge names in AD carry role in League of Legends.
Plus, since we're looking at the bottom lane here, both junglers start on their red side, so they will end their routes near the bottom. Whoever's pushing up has to worry about the 3-minute double buff gank. A lot of the trinket wards might be saved for the side bushes if they're going to be trading this often. Looks like Mata's thinking about warding this river. Dandy does go up here and add some.
Putting the ward down in there and making sure that they have vision of Clearlove, who, funnily enough, against AHQ, we saw him crossing that river 3, 4, 5, 6 times and stealing away Wraith camps. Obviously went down early on, being caught out in that scenario, as he also did against Dark Passage earlier on here in the group stages. But for now, it was Samsung White that pushed this bottom lane out, and they're going to go for a recall 3.5 minutes in.
Is this going to be a lane switch? It's got to be. They're going back early. No, they're going to return.
It's a roaming Mata, at least. He's heading up. No, just the fake out. He wanted to juke you, D-Man. He's running a circle around the Nexus.
They did just ram that wave right onto EDG, quickly back and get themselves that slight advantage. You can see the longsword being picked up along with a probably a couple more pots for Imp. Mata himself also picking up a chunk of wards as well. So, interesting.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep this in mind, because remember the last game between White and EDG? Samsung White, they focused up on the top lane, and ooh, now we have some focus here from Clearlove. He doesn't want to let the same thing happen again. Doesn't look like Looper's going to overextend himself, though. He doesn't have much of a reason. So, last time, White and EDG. White's plan, they focused up top lane with Danny, and he decided we're not going to care about Dragon at all. So he goes up there, they trade Dragon for the first blood. They get Looper on this rumble. Ooh, never mind. He shoved out again. Kha'Zix is recalling. Okay, so they shoved out. Last time they focused on the top lane. They got the rumble ahead, and they gave up the dragon. They didn't care about the early dragon. Instead, White invested in their top laner, which it focuses gold on their top lane side and their jungler. Meanwhile, it spreads out the gold for EDG in that trade. Samsung White, they're all about what's going to happen further down the line, the consequences later of the trades that they make. So Dandy then repeatedly went up to the top side of the map and was able to snowball this rumble, which turned into a huge team fight presence for them. And they were able to win every single consecutive team fight because of this fed rumble up top. And they didn't have to give up any more dragons. This time around, though, he's hard farming. And Clearlove is trying to make good on his promise to help out his laners. Tried to go top. Now he's hovering mid.
Will he get an opportunity there? That seems to be the problem for this one. Looper was pushed back onto his turret. Pawn got the an ability really to dodge around, as we are going to see Name going for Imp, and actually Mata is completely out of position there. We're just putting a ward down on the top side, and EDG trying to be aggressive on that bottom side of the map. We did see Name go back home, by the way, after the initial recall from Imp, and got the workings of his Phage.
That was a pink ward they were trying to protect there. Mata had been around and put that pink ward in that bush, and that is now gone. That's why they were being so aggressive, so protective. But EDG, they did a similar thing. They went back and they got themselves the Ruby Crystals along with that long sword. But the deep vision is there for Samsung White. They are very much covered. They're happy to sit back this far. Don't think they're going to be happy about that pink ward going, though.
Dandy's coming around, though. They're shoved up. He should be able to get position on this fairly easily. It would have to be a setup for Mata to get a good knock-up, though. They want to clear out this wave first, so when you're a jungler, it's easy to gank lanes that are pushed up because the position of your enemies is exposed, but the giant minion wave is hard to fight through. You don't want to fight through the extra damage of the minion wave, so they're waiting to clear it out. Then he went for it just as that ward timed out, and he got seen.
Ooh. Playful Tricksters out of the Void Spikes. Pawn getting a little poke, keeping Clear Love away. Does, of course, force Dandy away as well, because that ward spotted him by EDG in the river. And that means that Imp and Mata are poshed up on their tower right now, feeling pretty comfortable, though. Looper coming around. Perfect timing. Red buff spawns. Gets himself the ward on there, and Clear Love is coming straight for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the ward down, so they'll have the intel, and they'll have the timer for it. But because they're handing off blue, there's no aggressive move here from White. They're going to continue on.